What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and I'm here with
Gershon.
And today we're back in black as we're ready to answer your questions in another For the Greater.
You know, it's a sign of great wisdom if you wear the same clothes over and over again, because your mind doesn't have to get bogged down by, like, what am I going to wear today? You just wear what you wear. I don't know why I said that. Oh, because of the black thing, right? We're always wearing black. This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put a question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. And they can be about anything. If you want to improve your life, ask us how to do it. We won't know. This question comes from Bunny Hop. When it comes to the warp, are all beings inside considered to be hostile/deadly, or are there nice entities in there? That's a good question.
When you think about the warp in 40K, I feel like most people just instantly go to chaos. You got the chaos gods, the chaos demons, but there's more than just that to the warp.
Yeah. So it's the fact that you are in a dimension that is not a dimension that you evolved to perceive and to be in that completely changes everything and completely makes you vulnerable to just going insane and stuff like that. So the short answer is that yes, everything about the warp is going to just destroy you mentally and physically, just because the humans weren't evolved to be bred there or to live there. However, you could be in a situation where you are in like a demon world or in the ash wastes, where there aren't demons. There's I guess they're considered demons. I don't really know. I don't know if GW has like said what is a demon. I wonder if they have to come from the chaos gods. But anyways, like, there are entities, warp entities, that are animalistic. So consider it kind of like you being thrown into like the Amazon rainforest. I mean, technically, the Amazon is not hostile. Like, you're gonna get hurt because you aren't from that area, kind of thing. Does that make sense? Where it's like
I get it. It's an environment that's not necessarily out to get you.
Yeah.
But you're gonna get got.
Yeah, exactly. That's perfect. And you know, there's Psychnuins, there's like
Was it warp hounds?
Warp hounds, yeah, all those kind of things.
The narwhals.
They want to consume you. They want to like eat you, just like a leopard in the jungle would want to eat you. But is it worth it? Let me work it.
Flip that thing down and reverse it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because when you think about it, everybody's going to get got, and the warp is just the place to get got. Unless you got a Geller field and you're kind of in a bubble.
Then the people trying to get you kind of just stand outside and just stare at you like, what's going on?
Kind of like if you're at the zoo and you're looking through the glass, but then that glass shatters.
Then you're inside with the snake, or the snake escapes, because that's what happened in Harry Potter. You know, in the Death of Hope, the like 30-minute long movie, there is a scene where they're walking. It's like a heretic, so like a heretical guardsman probably walking with like the two. I think they're word bearers or they're emperors or they're world eaters, but they're walking down a corridor, and then often like outside you see demons mocking or mimicking the walking pattern of the cultist, and that is like an example of like you are the warp, and the warp entities are all like malicious beings that are trying to like mess with you, kind of like when those one shows where like they take the kids to prison and all the inmates act like, oh, we're gonna kill you, stuff like that, where they try to mess with you. That's kind of the same thing. Like the warp entities, they didn't go in there and hurt them, because obviously you have two space marines there, but they're letting you know, like, hey, like, we can come in here whenever we want and we can destroy you.
It's like taunting and just like mocking them.
Which is really cool that they did that. It's something that you don't really think about. Good question. Next one.
This next one is by All Might. So we all know that Space Marines are pretty much the best army, but what's their best unit? That's an interesting question because when it comes to units, it really depends on what edition and what you're actually going up against. Because depending on the edition, like in 5th edition, the Grey Knights, any unit from the Grey Knights was really good, especially if you're going against Tau, because Tau had plasma, and the Grey Knights had an ability that said plasma doesn't hurt me.
Yeah.
So it's like you won automatically.
Yep.
However, like dreadnoughts are good, captains are good, but they always have, it's like a rock paper scissors game. There's always something that's going to be better, something that's suited to take them out, and something that they're going to be good against. So it really depends.
Yeah, and I think 9th edition so far has done a really good job of not having like one OP unit within the Space Marines. And like you were saying, it really depends on your opponent, because if your opponent comes at you with a swarm army, obviously you're going to want something that can handle swarm. And so then the best unit then becomes something that has multiple shots and can deal a lot of wounds. And yeah, or allocate a lot of wounds. And then there's something else that I want to say. Oh, but like in previous editions, like I remember that the Knob Bikers in 5th edition were so good. Like nothing, there's very few things that could actually like hurt them. And they would last the entire game, and they were just deadly.
Yeah, because wound allocations, and you had a pain boy in there, and it's like, I choose which one gets to attack first, the power claw, and all this.
And I don't think they have that anymore with the newest edition. What they have now is kind of the same as like the previous 8th edition, which is that there are combinations that really are deadly. Like I think it was, what was it, the Dreadnought combination with like the Leviathan, and then like the, I forget what it was called, but I saw it on Tabletop Tactics. But now you're seeing that. You're seeing like formations, not like one individual unit that's like OP.
Because, I mean, look at Gilliman. He's OP on his own, but put him up against a squad of like a bunch of Gretchen. Eventually, he's going to miss some saves, and he's going to get taken down.
Yeah, he's going to get got.
Yeah. And it's like, no matter where you are, the got is going to get you. Not the grot, but in this case it was.
Yeah. Next question.
This one is by Elliot Figuera. Has orc technology developed over the many thousands of years? I mean, what was their technology like during the Age of the Eldar compared to now?
So there are stories of the Olenor crusade. The war boss that was at the center of Armageddon, which was the Olenor planet, I think it was, they use like some type of technology that they haven't seen before. So orc technology has not improved; it's actually regressed. Well, it hasn't really regressed, because the way that orc technology works is that a mech is just born with that knowledge of that technology. And then he can just like work it out in his own mind. That's what Archimedes did for God School. He created the teleportas, but that was something ingrained in his biology. So it's not really regressing. It's just that no orc mech has developed or has unlocked that genetic code to create whatever technology was on Olenor, which the Olenor orcs were technologically more advanced than the recent orcs, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And it also depends. Like if an orc invades a feudal world, that world doesn't have very much technology that they can like, well, they're going to use it and like make it their own.
Yeah.
But then let's say they invade like a Tau sphere. The Tau obviously have better technology. So in that case, it depends on where in the galaxy they're raiding from, whatever race it is.
And that's why you have feral orcs, because like if orcs are born into a feudal world and they're only surrounded by stone, copper, and like wood, obviously they're going to develop technology that is based off of that. They're not going to build a gun out of a piece of wood. Well, I mean,
they can.
They would need the metal, but like, and the gunpowder. But yeah, it does have to, like, ferrocrete and plasteel is way better than just wood and dirt. Yeah. So it depends on that too, I guess. Yeah.
Chicken waffles. Did the Sound Alchemist get abducted by the Potato Head people, and then he got replaced with the Potato Head clone?
Could be.
I mean, if I did, would I tell you? Maybe me telling you this is just me being sus, so you can think that I'm the imposter. But no. I played too much Among Us. I am Potato Head King. I mean, Sound Alchemist. I'm the Sound Alchemist. Don't vote for me, guys.
Sus. That's all I remember of what you just said.
Good. That's all you need to remember. That means it's working.
Yeah.
Is it working or is it twerking?
This question comes from Thomas Wilson.
Wholesome name.
Are you guys going to do any battle reports? Would you be open to playing fans and posting the content?
Whoa. In a world post-COVID?
Yeah, we're not meeting with you guys. You guys are infected by Nurgle.
Maybe we're the ones that are infected.
No, we probably are, yeah. No, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that. It's just that we don't have the resources like a mini wargaming or like, what's that other one? The 40 minutes?
Oh, 40, play on tabletop?
Yeah, like they have the resources.
They had a whole studio with like, oh, did you see the 60-second teaser trailer for their next bat rep?
Not yet, no.
Dude, it's like they're on floating cities and it's the Tau against the AdMech.
Ooh,
yeah,
that sounds badass. But yeah, we don't have that. So then, and that's a big problem with us creating battle reports. My army's not painted. Like, it's not even tabletop ready. And I've been playing since I was like 12. So, and it's not gonna be ready. So we're not trying to be mini wargaming. But if you want battle reports, we have some. We have a playlist.
Yeah, I mean, half of them aren't painted, but again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If you want to see us play, it's there. There's a whole playlist.
Yeah, and we've played with people at like the hobby store and stuff like that in our local area.
Yeah.
So
this was pre-COVID.
Right now, I don't think you could even go into the.
You can go in, but there's certain squares you could stand in.
Yeah.
You can't even like window shop. It's like, I'm here. I want that box set. Pay for it, and then you're out.
Yeah.
So it's not even worth it.
This next one is by Lord Devilfish. Would you watch a remake of Shrek, but with Nurgle as Shrek and Isha as Fiona? That'd be weird. Oh no, that actually would be really good because it's a situation. Then you would be telling the story of the birth of Slaanesh in a way, because Slaanesh consumed all of the Eldar gods and was about to kill Isha, but then Nurgle was like, swipe. So then saved Fiona from what?
The dragon.
So the dragon would be Slaanesh.
So then what would that make Donkey? Fulgrim?
Yeah. Donkey would be Fulgrim because they fuck, right?
Yeah, and Fulgrim's following Nurgle to try to get Isha back to Slaanesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it. Do a fan animation. I want to see it.
Lord Farquaad? I wonder who he'd be. The Emperor.
He would probably be the Emperor, yeah. I need to rewatch Shrek, period. Is it on Netflix? I hope it's on Netflix.
I know it's somewhere on there. This next one is by Hayden McLean. What do you guys put on your sub when you go to Subway?
Oh, I haven't been to Subway in a long time.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
I get the Italian herb and cheese bread, obviously. And then I do
You
Black
toast
Forest
it, though?
ham. No, I don't like
toast?
toasted. So Black Forest ham, American cheese, lettuce, onions, pickles, tomato, bell peppers, jalapeno, and a lot of mayo and mustard.
Yeah, just throw that whole thing on there.
Yeah, I like to load it up.
Yeah, I usually do same thing with the bread. You always got to go with that same bread. Usually chicken, some cheese on there, put all the cheeses, melt that thing up, put some lettuce, and just a little bit of mayo, and that's good enough for me.
Simple and wholesome.
Chicken waffles. If I want to delete my browser history in 40K, do I have to hunt down and kill my planet Psyker? And does that mean that my Bridget B timeline also is the Psyker's Bridget B timeline?
Yes.
That's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
What you see, he sees.
Or she.
Or she, yeah, depends on the Psyker. And on you, you're just chicken waffles. I don't know. I don't know. But your profile picture is that of cookies. Chocolate chip, if I'm not mistaken.
Yum.
Hopefully it's not raisins.
So, this one comes from Muhammad Mir. How would an Astardi power sword differ from an Imperial Guard officer's? Obviously, the Astardi is going to have a bigger one, but materials and power-wise, how do they differ?
I think it depends on which chapter and like
The forge that it comes from.
yeah, who's actually wielding it. Because if it's like the Carcharodons, sometimes they got like bone and like shark teeth instead of like the normal materials. It also depends on how high up and who's wielding it. Obviously, if it's like a chapter master, it might be master crafted as opposed to just like a standard Astarte.
Yep.
Same thing with the, what do you say, Inquisitor?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it could be like Inquisitor Rex or Cryptman.
Oh, no, he said Imperial Guardsman. My man.
Oh, Guardsman.
Or like, Captain.
Yeah, I would say just based on it, a Space Marines would have to be better built, better materials because of the enemies they're fighting. They're going to see it more, it's going to be used more, and because of that, it needs to be built better so that it doesn't break on them, and then, yeah.
And honestly, like most weapons like that are passed down, so the true like construction of it and stuff like that is probably lost.
Yeah.
And now it's just being prayed to, and they say, "Oh, it's the machine spirit." But it's like, well, why does this cut better than the other one? Magic.
Woo! Now I'm scared.
Yeah.
Radius 13. Do you two, Gershon Sound Alchemist, well, of course, who else, ever play older editions of 40K because you prefer those rules, even if those old rules are now out of date?
Nope.
Nah, we move with the flow of time. It's 9th edition, so we play 9th edition.
And it feels like not right. I think when 9th edition came out, we did play one game of
8th,
and it was just like, why are we doing this?
yeah.
Like, there's new rules.
But I think at that point, like, nothing was released yet.
Right, it was still very difficult to understand, like, because there was no index, right?
No index, no, not even the basic rules. It was just like, oh, there's a new edition, guys.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
That's what GW said.
Yeah.
This comes from Kyle Elise. Do you think since humans saw Tau as primitive and next time we see them as advanced, did a lost Primarch uplift them from the greater good of humanity and release them as a buffer against Chaos, Orcs, Eldar, Necrons, Tyranids? No, I don't think so.
Nah, it's pretty, like, flat out that it's the Ethereals.
Yeah. And it's like mind control, and it's like a whole like thing. It's a good theory though, and you can go with it.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot of really cool fan art right now of Tau and Space Marines, like that, like the Tau Earthcast building battle suits and stuff like that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. You could say that maybe it was the Lost Primarch that found these Ethereals and said, hey, you guys are not psychically powerful, but you guys have the mind control, maybe pheromone control, and we can really make use of these primitives that are pretty much almost immune to the warp. So we could use that as an army, and maybe that's how it all started.
Yeah. It would be cool. And
go ahead.
And very special for like your type of army, but ultimately, like, I don't think that GW will take that route of introducing a Lost Primarch as like the true savior of the Tau, or the true creator of the Tau.
Right, because I don't know, it's the Tau seem to have their story pretty straight and like almost like it can't be this, it can't be that. Look at the facts. But I mean, that's how the Ethereals look at things.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the way we think, but GW secretly knows that we're gonna get them for a loop,
a big loop.
Mm-hmm.
And those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, please comment down below. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
This is the Sound Alchemist,
Gershon,
and we are out.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation. I knew I never had that much to lose.